Hello everyone, this is Anurag Singh, DMM of CSI KJSIEIT Chapter. CSI has come up with IGTV tutorials for all of you. This week I'll be teaching Premiere Pro. This is a two-part tutorial by the end of which you'll have a decent grasp of Premiere Pro. Follow CSI to watch all parts of this series and stay tuned for more. Alright, we'll be using Premiere Pro. Let me fire it up. So from the basics, video editing is basically taking raw clips, images, data and stuff and merging and mastering them to create something meaningful. You have to basically let your video tell a story, and in my opinion, it's more than just organizing media. You have to be intuitive, you have to be creative, you have to put it together in your own head. You have to see how it plays together, and then you translate that into your sequence. Now, since this has to be a beginner-friendly course, I'll try to keep things concise and to the point. I'll try to get you up to speed with the basics. Also, during the course, I'll be dropping some shortcuts along the way. So, while we're editing in the Windows environment, I'll try to get the Mac counterparts right. And yeah, so let's start. This is when you're making the first project. Just, you can name it what you want it to be. Let's go project 1. You have to, this is the renderer, so you can have software only. It's sort of slower. When you go CUDA or OpenCL acceleration, it uses hardware which accelerates your rendering process. I try to keep all of this just the same. Okay, so this, I hope, is the first workspace that you open up to. If you don't, there's a couple of workspaces up here. So we beginners, we start with the learning one. Okay, so my current focus is to familiarize you guys with the current workspace. So it's been divided into 4 tabs. This is called the preview monitor. You can just preview individual clips here. You cannot play multiple at the same time. That is something you can do in this tab called the program monitor, where your entire video, your entire sequence is going to play out. And this is the sequence monitor. This is where you will place your clips, you will place your media, you place your effects and your layers. All of this will come over here. We'll be creating one soon. This is your media tab. This is where you'll be organizing all of your media, where you'll take and drop the media onto your sequence. Let's start by importing. There are a couple of ways of importing. Okay, so you can use Control I. This is a folder that I've created for you guys. I've just imported 3 amazing clips of Switzerland because why not? And these 3 clips are the ones that we'll be going through. So you can just click on it. You can open. You can open it to import. You can just select all 3 of them, open them all together. You can do that, or you can just double click and again it'll lead you to the same place. You can also import folders. So if I just go to my desktop and you just click on this, so without opening it, you can just import the entire folder. So we don't need to at the moment. Another thing that you'll need to know is to create a new bin. A bin is basically a folder. So you can go new bin, there's an option right here, or you can press Control B or Command B. So I'll just name it 1. Select all of them and you can just place it inside that bin. So now when you close it, it's cleaner. Alright, so now that we're done with that, I think we should look at the preview monitor. Preview monitor is where you can play with individual clips. As in, when you don't want to take the raw clips and just place them on the sequence. And you don't want to delegate your workflow down there where there will be a ton of other clips, ton of other effects, and you'll just get super confused. So instead what you can do is take the desired part. That if you just want the video, if you just want the audio, if you just want a piece of the clip, you can just make a selection. You press I to make a in point. Say we want it till right here. So you press O. That is your out point. And then you can just drag that. So you can either drag it to the sequence monitor at the moment if we do that, it will just create a sequence out of that clip. We don't really want that. You can drag it to your media browser as well. So that is one thing that we can do. That is just the clip. You can even drag the audio of it. And audio actually is another. It's like a huge thing in Premiere Pro. I know Premiere Pro is a video editing software, but it actually gives us some really good functionality to edit audio as well. So because this is a beginner's course, I don't think I'll be covering that. So let's stick with videos only. There's actually an important thing that I want to tell you guys. When you're working on a project and just put in a lot of work, you've been at it for hours, and just say your Premiere Pro crashes, God forbid. So if you don't save it, if you haven't saved it for a while, that's a lot of your work gone. So one thing you can do, if you can go to Edit, Preferences, there's an option called Autosave. It will really save you. So 10 minutes seems like a fine gap. So it's going to save your project every 10 minutes on its own. You don't need to. Okay, so now let's work with the program monitor. So for that, we'll have to actually have a sequence. We'll have to play something in the program monitor. So there's a couple of ways to create a sequence. If you can create a sequence from that, you just select a new sequence from clip, or you can just take the clip and drag it onto the sequence. It will create a new sequence. And say you want to zoom in or zoom out. If you want to zoom in, you press the plus button. You want to zoom out, you press the minus button. It's simple as that. All right, so say we pick up 3 as well. Just drop it right there. And this is where your video is going to play out in your program monitor. So now a couple of things. You see I have this set to 1/4. This is your playback resolution. So if you set it to full, it is going to play the video at the same resolution as its original resolution, which if you don't have a very powerful system on which you're editing, it's not really good for you, because it will really lag your laptop, your computer, whatever you're using. So it's best to set at 1/4, or if it's supporting 1/18 or 1/8 or 1/16, that's even better. So that is one thing that will help you. There's another thing called safe margins. This is for the later when you're placing say other clips onto the current clip. You're placing other images and you just want to align them just so this is going to help you with that. All right, let's do the sequence tab. So for the sequence tab, we sort of have a same function like the preview monitor. We can create in and out points. So this is in particular helpful when you just want to export a particular part of your sequence. So exporting, by the way, is Control M, Command N on Mac. So this exports that small part of your clip, of your sequence. And we don't want to do it at the moment. So you can just right click and show clear in and out. Perfect. Right. You can also duplicate clips. You press Alt or Option on Mac. You press Alt, you click on that, you drag to duplicate. Right? That'll give you a duplicate video. Also, Premiere Pro uses tracks, these video tracks that you see, V1, V2, V3, so on, and A1 to A3 and master. So these tracks that you see, it's just a way to keep stuff more organized. It's also make it look a bit more appealing. So to select tracks individually and not both of them, like both audio and video at the same time. If you just click it once, it's going to select both of them, but you just want to select individual audio tracks, right? So you just press Alt and you click it, That's just going to select that. So you just delete it, you press Alt, click it, delete it. That'll be option on Mac. Okay, so now I want to tell you guys about some basic keyboard shortcuts that I think you should know. Okay, so at the moment, the cursor that you see, it in Premiere Pro, it's called the selection tool, the one that you can see in this particular row of tools. So the first one, the selection tool. So this is when you just want to, in particular, select any clip, any pic, any media of sort, and when you press C, that gives you your cut tool, or to be precise, your razor blade tool. So this is what you can do to basically create cuts in your media. You can Control Z to reverse that. And there's one shortcut that I feel is pretty undervalued. It's called the slip tool. You press Y. This is something that I will be going over in the next video. So my aim here was just to get you guys up to speed with the basics, to get you familiarized with the workspace. In the next part of the course, we are actually going to do some editing. Alright, I hope you guys found this tutorial useful. Stay tuned for the second part of this tutorial.